Hello, this is Bunting, and today we learn the art of the growl. As always, all the presets here, this whole project file, and many more are posted on the Patreon, which is a spectacular place to support me if you think I'm a spectacular guy. So the question is, what makes a growl? And here you see my voice if I go all that. It's a bunch of peaks and notches moving in the human voice. So to create a growl, we're gonna emulate that in our favorite synth Vital. So in Vital, we're gonna just use a saw wave. Why a saw wave? Because it works great with filters. Meanwhile, wavetables, we just kinda guess until we get a sound we like. I don't like. So with our rich saw wave harmonics, we'll use this low pass. Already we're creating one peak. We can kind of shape it up with the upper. Get it a little deeper. And with filter 2, let's add another peak. This time, let's get a high pass to kind of contrast it, route it through. Gotta have it routed through or else it won't work. But you'll probably notice a lot of the beef left because we're cutting out the low end. So we can just get a sine wave, basic shapes, and direct it out. Now it's fat. So our low end's fat. We can kind of just tune these more or less resonant, getting a tone we like. Then let's move to effects. What I really like in the effects is, since we cut out a lot of the frequencies, we can distort to bring it back. But I find the sine fold to just be super vocal and growly. And if you want, you can even automate this a little if it works right. Please work. That's lovely. Now, what better way to create a bunch of peaks and notches than just a phaser? We can freeze it so it's not moving and mono it. Just find a nice resonant position. I've been liking turning this up. Makes it that much fatter sounding. And we can even move this a little. It's already shaping out. I hope you've noticed a pattern here. We're going to add more peaks and notches with this EQ on high pass. That works. And we can turn on the notch here to kind of counter all this movement we've created. Finding that kind of space in the frequencies where those vowels are defined. And we turn on the low pass. I like this low pass on the end because it just cleans up the whole movement. Can make it a little lower, kind of make the high end a little smoother. Then at the end, you can distort it back in if you can. All right, that was fun. It's time for more peaks using literally any filter. Although the Formant filter is specifically modeled after vowel shapes, so that's great for us. You can kind of transpose where it's hitting. Find a nice resonant position. I like this peak down. So it colors the sound, but it's not so ringy. And then you can mess with these others to kind of alter the vowel shape a little. I like the spread too. Maybe you can elbow that. Don't worry though, we can squash it all with multiband. Turn the attack piece up, a little fatter and cleaner. Pitch bend it too for fun. Yeah, make sure the bend's up to like 12 or an octave. Bend's pretty essential to the sound. Now this is generally as far as I go in Vital, but you can push it further with comb filtering. So on this chorus, if we freeze it and really turn this depth down, we can create that comb filter effect. Let's turn the feedback down too. It's cool for some extra movement, but can take away from the kind of fatness of the sound. That's with delay too. For more comb filtering, we can use the delay on seconds. When it's really high up there, we can turn the feedback down and just... And flanger, that's also what it does. Just like the phaser, we can freeze it and mono it. Just to flex, you can put like the tiniest bit of reverb and then say like, look mom, I used all the vital effects. So I hope you saw the pattern. We're creating a bunch of different peaks and moving them to different degrees with their same LFO. If you want to change the timbre a bit, you can go back and we can use this for some FM. So I just turn this down, FM oscillator 3. Kind of tune it around, mess with the shape. I like this format mode because it makes conformity. I'm gonna keep it clean though, just because I feel like it. So now we can go and automate this pitch wheel and just flex on it. And we can even like put the odds on him for the post. And saturate it. And if you want even more valueness, right, we have Ableton phasers. This low mid-range a bit. We can even use an EQ to create all these filter movements. Turn the gain down so it's not clipping. So it's not clip. We could use notches too. It's all just more valueness. And if you're a fiend and this isn't enough for you, we can go back into Vital, okay? We can make the shape a little more interesting. We'll slow it down and kind of add 2 different peaks at different. Or if you're even more of a fiend, you can say heck to the LFO, go to the matrix here. And in this matrix, we could just reassign everything to macro 1 or whatever macro. And once they're all on macro 1, we can automate it however we want. And really customize the movement there. So in the end, growls are not just, oh, grab a wavetable and kind of automate it and guess. You can make super clean growls, super reproducibly, just by being mindful of all these filter peaks you're creating and the movement in them. And I made all these growls doing exactly what I showed you. And if you want said growls, they are posted on Patreon. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, like, leave a comment, any questions or suggestions, and definitely subscribe. And of course, consider supporting me on the Patreon and on my website, buntingmusic.com. Sell out time aside, if you want to join a community of like-minded producers who make cool sounds just like you, link in description for the Discord. On that note, much love. Grateful for you all. Hope you learned. If not, yell at me in the comments. Peace!